Ooh, 93%. Yeah, that's a little high. You know,
until he gets to grand finals.
Until he gets to grand finals. But the thing
and
is,
I think it's like just under 50.
A lot of people say, like, the thing about Tokido is that, like, oh yeah, or they say a lot of players, like, oh yeah, in loser's bracket he powers up. In loser's bracket, I feel like Tokido is the person who powers up in loser's bracket.
Well, clearly.
Yeah. Like, you can say it about a lot of players, but Tokido is a real relevant example. As we jump into Verloren versus Luffy, actually, as you mentioned, Luffy hasn't lost a Mago in like a century.
No.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time. One of the first losses he's had to him.
I remember him beating Margot Rose Yang. So that's long ago.
And that matchup sucked for Rose, man. That was like, everybody was like, you want to be Rose? Just pick Yang, bro. Like, that was like, everybody's like, oh yeah, that's what you got to do. As he goes up against Verloren here. Verloren sent to loser's bracket by Justin Wong, who you saw beat Mago earlier. And, he's on that collision course with Problem X on that other side of the bracket.
Luffy's got a lot of experience playing against Cammys in general. It's a very popular character in the European region. We've got Momi, Hurricane, doing a lot of stuff. But obviously, the Asian Cammys just have that high degree of pedigree, competing at the highest level, the world elite level.
Yeah, and I think a lot of Mika players don't love this matchup, and for good reason, right? It can be pretty tough. The giant swing. A lot of damage on this, obviously, but not enough to kill. If that killed, I would be having a riot. The strong, and there it is. That button is so, it's like one of those buttons that you just hit it.
He presses that in strings.
Yeah.
He happily presses that in strings.
It's a fast medium button, right? So you're just like, whatever, I'm just going to hit it, and if it happens to counter hit, it lands clean, EX Peach every time.
Yeah.
Good button. Walk back strong out of your opponent's pressure. So that fierce after the dive kick. The shallow dive kick, that's one thing that you want to try to whip punish with.
Yeah, he was trying. Swung that golf club swing.
Double dash Brimstone, the dash up, and he was ready for the jump in after.
God bless the 4-frame back medium punch.
That's pretty
You're
good.
Always ready with that one.
Yeah, it's hard not to be ready. That range. You know one thing about Mika, her pokes, I think, are not good for initiating, but great for counter poking.
A little stagger. Didn't quite have the CA, doesn't need it as well. That worked out really well for Verloren. I think if he had the CA, he'd have closed out and used it, but now he goes into the third and final round.
Even better.
Full bar, exactly.
Yeah, sometimes it's like a happy little accident that works
Back
out perfect.
In the corner.
Yeah, that was a perfect punish. Walk up strong, got the short strong afterwards.
That was another perfect punish.
Yeah, he was in like the perfect spot to get the punish that Mika had there against the view reversal. And this ground game I think has looked okay for Luffy so far, despite it usually being a little tough for Mika. He's done a good job counter poking, which is what you have to do.
Just walks up behind the whiff medium kick. It's the throw. If he respecting the space and backing off, that wasn't late enough. The V reversal has to be super late.
Yeah, you have to delay it so that it autocorrects and goes the other way. Dash setup here. Critical art available for Luffy. And he's got V-trigger as well. Activates out of the air. Punish. Oh, he could have got EX Peach maybe. Didn't want it. The dash forward. And if you're a Luffy there, you're in hot pursuit, right? Like your Nadeshiko hits, you're like, I'm going to win.
Verloren.
He's like, I could have died. That could have been the end of my life.
That's the most relieved man I've seen all day.
Yeah. And he backed up and he faked like he was running away. And Luffy was like, this is my time. I'm going to run in. I'm going to chase him. And then that's where the dash forward worked out.
Luffy has hit triple dash EX command grab for games.
Yeah, I've seen it.
3 years straight.
That's what he wants to do. He's the real dash heavy guy, right? Even when he played Rose, he was the same way. Dash up throw.
It was just the other way.
Yeah. Or back dashing.
Yeah, it was just normally the other direction.
Back throw. This is great for Luffy. Corner positioning, although it's hard to contest those dive kicks with Mika unless you're using EX or something, or you have Nadeshiko.
Yeah, Luffy's been trying to whiff punish the dive kicks, but not had a lot of success so far.
It's tough.
Just using the walk speed. He hasn't got great walk speed, so it's very difficult to space them out as he gets clipped by the V-trigger one.
Yeah, trade.
Oh, no, that's second. Any touch is going to be CA, and it's going to be the round.
Yeah. Nadeshiko available, delays it. She's coming in hot. Oh, he tried to interrupt on something. Nope. Didn't get a punish, though. There's the anti-air.
Oh, that should be it, and it is!
Luffy with the confirm. Walked under after the anti-air. Nice and easy.
That was a double win because Verloren just blew all of his meter as well in that CA.
Yeah, committed. He was like, oh, uppercut, critical or whatever. Maybe he thought he was going to drop kick or something. I don't know.
What he was looking for, that was one of those big brain reads that are beyond us. Mere mortals on the commentary desk.
Yeah, if it hit, we would have been like, that was the sickest thing we've ever seen.
Oh my God!
Crush counters the back there.
To the corner.
This is one of those situations where, yeah,
oh!
you have to guess. Is it standing medium punch or giant swing?
It is.
And the jump in. Chase for the Oki here.
Dash Just keep it tight with the lights.
Yeah, crouching light kick 100 times until he dies. Nice and safe.
There you go. He only needed it once. 99 still left in the tank.
Saving the clip for the next round. That crouching light kick. When you have to win against Mika and you have a pixel, that crouching light kick is the death of you every time. You're like, what am I gonna do about the? Oh.
Not quite. I don't have nightmares of that as much as I did sort of the old school like geek jab.
Yeah, the down jab buffer all day long. You're like, okay, stuff the drop kick. We haven't seen too much drop kick from Luffy yet. I feel like only a couple of times. Dash up strong. There's the drop
right
kick.
on cue, he can hear you.
Yeah, he was like, oh, maybe that's a good idea. French blood.
Lyon.
Dive kick. Really well spaced. I feel like, Verloren, excellent usually.
High.
Yeah, that was super high.
I looked like he got a punish on that as well.
Yeah, and he just didn't commit to a peach after. Charge drop
kick.
And then Nadesh go after the reset other side, but Verloren sees it.
Yeah, pressing buttons after that block medium punch, very important in the matchup as well.
Yeah, -2 on that. Even though it has pushback, you got to challenge. EX Giant swing.
That's gonna be the round.
One time, that dash jab hits you one time, you're like, oh, you hit me with, I'm dead.
Yeah, he's so good at that as well because the dash up jab, especially when it hits, it completely throws you off.
Yeah.
Like if it was dash up and block, you'd be your brain would be looking for a tick grab or something. But
yeah.
the fact he does it on hit, it's pretty much impossible to escape.
Yeah, what happens when you get hit is you're like, oh, I got hit, I should block. So you shift the down back, and by then it's over. You're like, oh, no, I'm dead.
Exactly, that yellow flash on the screen.
Working on stun here. Nadeshko helps Luffy escape some of that stun gauge, but still locked in the corner. EX after knew that he was negative, and the counter hit got him. And I feel like that was one of those wake-up buttons from Luffy where you're like, mad that he just did that uppercut.
Yeah.
I'm waking up buttons, right? You're like, I'm just doing it. Because if he hits, like he gets clapped back to the corner, you might be dead.
Yes.
Dash in from Verloren. I like that choice. Kind of dash up, take up space on the ground. Crush.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, that's the big boy answer, right? That heavy kick, you got to be ready for that one.
Yeah, you got to have the grapefruits enabled for that.
And the reaction time. Dive kick. All right, activates.
On block, plus frames.
Verloren was ready for it, even on a whiff on a crouching medium punch. Crazy, like, button to whiff punish. The fierce on the walk back. Verloren walking him down. He can win with one hit here. That could have been it. Uh-oh, B reversal.
Hits.
Go forward, no cancel. One chance, he got the confirm.
Like, he's used all of his resources.
He gets a setup after this, dash up. Does he commit? And Chip's a big problem, too. Wow, he was looking for wingless.
He made the hardest read.
Yeah, Chip's a huge issue now. You see him buffer that low medium kick, jump back. Luffy!
He's still killed! Oh!
And if he had clapped him back to the corner, he might have got the extra damage, but Verloren, the smile, jumping in his seat.
Verloren's facial expressions are the highlight of the day so far.
He's feeling, look at that smile.
Cheeky man.
It's worth 1,000 words right there. He's like, yeah, that was sick. Wakes up with the DP, gets the job done. 2-1 here against Luffy.
Luffy has a couple of times where he's had opportunities and hasn't believed.
If he had that clap back to the corner, it would have been lights out, but instead, Verloren up 2-1. There's a heavy kick, maybe an uppercut? Or he was looking for the draw or the belly flop. Could have been that. Charge drop kick.
Oh, the frame trap.
Strong. Walk back strong, so good. It'll never stop being good. You can get that EX Peach after.
Counter hit and the jab.
For those frame traps. Luffy walking back. There's the back throw. Luffy not quite on V-trigger. He's getting very close to having Nadeshko. All right.
He's going to block. Ooh, that trade gives him the V-trigger. He activates Raw.
EX
the bait!
The gas. Giant swing will kill, but the wake up. Caught the jab. Would have been chip anyway. Verloren. One more round. Let's see what he's got left here. He spent all his resources, but Luffy doesn't have that much to work with anyway, so I think he's okay with it.
Oh, gets clipped by the drop kick. That jump light kick is so good.
The EX Giant swing.
He just staggered the two jabs to make sure he stayed there. Thought it was going to get the stun. It didn't.
I love that V-trigger activation, right? Just to kind of like slow things down a little bit. Got him back to the corner now.
Oh, the splash beats the back medium punch, and he's going to be able to close it out. One set point saved. Luffy almost made a really, really bad miscalculation on that stun. He thought that EX command grab was going to get the stun. It was pixels away. Verloren almost came back.
EX confirmed. This is big now. Luffy with the early hit. Looks for the hit again off the standing medium.
Oh no, with punish that time on the EX cannon strike.
And a punish on the tapped roundhouse.
Rare miss space on it.
Yeah, Cammy players aim low to the ground, so sometimes it will miss. Man, standing medium punch. MVP. Double dash.
Double dash.
Looks for the tick throw. Break from Verloren. And
Oh
the
my
reset.
days, is that going to kill? It is.
That's a lot of
It
damage.
always surprises me how much that is.
And when he does like forward medium kick there on hit, you're expecting like, you know, pressure. You're like, oh, he's going to jab me. He's going to, same thing as the dash up jab.
Yeah,
when it hits, you're like, oh, I should block.
It's why that walk back medium punch is so good as well.
Yeah. It's just like you're looking for some other option, and then you're like, oh, and you freeze up, you try to jump the last second, and then strong hits you. But there, it's like you get hit, and you're like, oh, I should block. And then you die, and you're like, I'm dead.
Yeah, he went for the tap into the normal throw in the corner just before that as well, just to see what the reaction would be. Didn't buy it.
That down jab throw.
Ooh, that time he does get the confirm off the low forward, and the massive stun that Cammy gets off of only 2.5 sequences.
Yeah, one of her big strengths, right? High stun. Great corner series here.
Huge round from Verloren.
Yeah, but you can't get counter hit by jab or clap right here. Oh, the dash go.
Yeah, that's a punish. Oh no!
He didn't commit to EX, I think because the round was maybe a little scary or he missed it. I blame the PS1 pad.
Hey, that pad won an Evo. Not that specific pad.
I mean, I also beat Legend of Dragoon on it, but you know, sometimes you gotta move on. Air to air. Look for that back strong to try to frame trap, actually. Other side, this is big.
He does get the counter hit conversion. Normal throw. Stay there.
And this is it, thrower strike. Gotta
Gets
get
on around. And Luffy just keeps it tight. One more.
Yeah, goes for the giant swing.
Non-EX version as well. Didn't need that extra damage. And we are going to a final round once more. We're getting all the long sets here.
Yeah, all the long sets down to the last pixel.
Nice, that time he is ready with the EX shooting peach.
Yeah,
and that corner carry.
This is big. Now neutral jump, the call out, back throw to the corner. Luffy's got to fight here.
As well, back medium punch again. Stagger, walk up, throw, respect the frames. Standing medium punch, whiffs the second time.
The dash go there.
Oh no.
Didn't get a punish actually. Luffy, I think, a little surprised.
Yeah, I think he was looking for a trade.
Oh, that's bad news. Yeah, he tried to beat it with the big answer on the heavy kick, a little slow. Activates. This is where Luffy's got to respect it.
Yeah, he'll take that throw all day.
No challenge. Luffy just waited it out.
For that medium punch.
Oh, no! He missed the confirm, but the punish, yeah, too far. Activate.
Oh, wow, this is going to hurt.
Other side, giant swing for Luffy.
That's enough. It is, and Luffy has eliminated Verloren and advances in the bracket. Fursan's Verloren, unfortunately, 0-2 today.
Yeah, you know what's crazy too is that 0-2 is amongst good company.
Absolutely.
It's like one of those things where
well, eight of the best, I was just going to say, yeah, 8 of the best players in the world
are going to go 0-2, including Daigo Umehara out of the tournament already.
Yep.
Verloren there with him. It's one of those things where when you have players this good, at this high level, and 8 of them have to go 0-2, it's hard to think like who deserves it, right? Because it's like, how can you say that this is probably the first time he's gone 0-2 in like his life, right? Like, when's the last time this guy went 0-2 in a bracket anywhere? When's the last time Daigo went 0-2 in a bracket anywhere, right?
I mean, Verloren's mad likable as well.
Yeah, look at him scurry off the stage. Yeah, he's a cheerful guy. Verloren's he's a funny guy.